Welcome. In front of me is a Nokia X30, and today I will show you a couple tweaks and tricks you can do on this device. So let's just jump straight to it by opening up settings and navigating under the section display. And in here we will find a couple of different things. So let's start off with dark theme. It's already selected to turn on automatically at 8. Which by default obviously it won't be this way, but you can set it up if you want to. This will make it so once the time reaches 8 p.m. It will turn on dark mode, and this will give you this dark mode during the nighttime and during the daytime light mode. Now it also looks like it ends at 1, I think that's 1 a.m. so not very long, but I guess if you're going to sleep at before 1 a.m. then this might be still good enough. So keep in mind, if you wake up at night and you want to check out your time, you press the power button and you just get flashbanged by your phone basically. So something to keep in mind. And obviously you can also select it to be permanent dark mode if you want to by flipping this. I do personally think that the one that is automatic, where it switches between two of them, is probably better, because dark mode isn't as visible during the daytime when it's light outside, especially during the summer, so a light mode will obviously succeed there a little bit better than dark mode. And during the nighttime, it's always not the funnest thing to get flashbanged by your phone. Anyway, let's move over to the next one, which is the display size right here. And this will be particularly handy for visually impaired people, so it allows you to increase the size of your device. It's already increased. By default, it is set to default, obviously, and default would be default, right? So this was already a little bit bigger, and obviously you can crank it up even higher, but as you can see, a good example of this mode is right here. The higher you crank it up, the bigger an impact it will have, just in terms of actual functionality in a way. So if you get long text, as you can see, messages just fit like 2 words in here, at which point it just goes to the next line, so it gets a little bit annoying. And additionally, there's settings that might suffer because of this. Sometimes you will encounter places where the text that you're trying to read is not entirely fit on the screen, but the screen or whoever designed this up didn't account for that, so it just cuts out and you won't be able to read it fully. But I guess it's a little bit of a trade-back. For the most part it will work just fine, but you might just encounter some places where it breaks. Still, if that is something that you need, I don't think you really care, and you can find it right here. Now, going back to the next option, it's going to be the refresh rate, which is also under the display, and here it is. So screen refresh rate is set to adaptive, but you also have standard. Now, I believe that the device might actually come with standard enabled, so if that is the case, I would recommend changing it to adaptive, which will give you this nice smoother animation when you're scrolling up and down. It might not be visible on the recording that you're watching, just because it's YouTube compression, and just YouTube overall streams at, or you watch YouTube videos at 60 frames, so anything above that, it's just kind of lost. The only thing that I can say is when I'm scrolling, it might be a little bit better visible in the video. When the text is in motion, it looks like more of a blurry mess rather than like a choppy one, so that's kind of a significant portion of how this will look like, though in person it is just faster, so it doesn't look like this, you can see it on the camera when I'm doing this. Anyway, moving on to the next option, it's going to be the status bar. Oh wait, what am I saying? Status bar. Gestures. So right here, system and gestures, and here we have 2 different types of gestures. So we have the ones that allow you to launch different things like cameras and just shortcuts. So turn over to reject calls, mute to pick up, or on pickup, what am I saying? Double click to check phone, which is enabled. I haven't changed those, so they should be same way for everybody, I guess. Lift to check phone, which similar to the double tap, and also press and hold power button to press and hold for the power menu. Now, if the Google Assistant is enabled by default, I would probably, or I wouldn't say I would recommend it, but if you don't like Google Assistant, you don't use it, then probably turn it off. If you do, then keep it as it is. So yeah, enable different things that you might find useful in here. And last thing that I want to touch upon is the system navigation. I've been using buttons for this entire video, but I believe by default you'll have 3-button navigation like this. There's something is weird in here, so they don't really work all that well, as you can see. Like, there we go. So yeah, something is weird, like they're a little bit cut out. So I did switch it for gesture navigation, but in general I prefer gesture navigation overally. It makes it that you use gestures to navigate to your device instead of the buttons, and to quickly go over them you swipe from either side to go back. As you can see, there's a little arrow that shows up whenever you press back. You swipe up to go home, and you swipe up and hold in that position to go to recent application. So you have still access to everything, just a little bit quicker, I would say, and certain things in a more convenient place, like the back gesture. It's one of the more convenient gestures, I would say. But with this being said, this would conclude the tweaks and tricks that I want to show you, and if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.